Welcome back, everyone, to Citywide Blackout, your home for music, movies, and more. I'm your host, Max Bone, and join me right now. Well, this is the first, everyone, because this is the first husband and wife rap duo that I've ever spoken to, All Legends Incorporated.
Thank you for having us.
Oh, man, there is so much to dive into here. The first, of course, being the new album, Undefeated, which you recently released, and I am loving it. So everyone listening to this, get the album, check it out. I'd like to ask you the kind of work that went into producing this.
The kind of work that went into producing this is primarily, I guess we have to say, teamwork, because it definitely wasn't anything individual. It took a lot of resilience, a lot of effort, a lot of energy, a lot of networking, and things like that.
Sleepless nights.
Indeed. Indeed. Sleepless nights, random epiphanies and inspirations and things like that, waves to ride.
Right.
Now, given all that, was it tough to say, okay, this is done, no more tweaking, no more changing, we're just going to put it out there?
No, that part was not easy. That was the toughest part.
Indeed.
That was the toughest part of the whole project.
Indeed.
There was like little errors that probably nobody would have noticed, but we just had to put it in there, last minute type things. But I don't regret any of it.
Likewise. Yeah, we ultimately wound up with exactly what we wanted. I'd like to say, and some I'd like to say we found ourselves pleasantly surprised. Indeed.
Oh, how so?
Just that it may appear as though, everything is scripted and we have a blueprint and we go in and it's just, this is the game plan, this is what we're going to do and we're out. But really we go in with a general idea, we have a concept, but the creative process, we're as much a part of the surprise, of that experience as everybody else. Meaning that we go in, like I said, with a general blueprint, but then we never know what kind of, what the details and what the intricacies are going to look like until they come out of us.
I like that. So it's kind of like a living thing. It's not like you say, okay, we're going to do this, this, this. It's like we'll do this, and then the rest just kind of falls into place.
Indeed, let nature run its course.
Right.
We're very big on energy and things like that, so we just try to ride the wave, the direction we should be going in.
Now, in that process, did this take some directions that you weren't expecting?
Yeah, for me personally.
Oh, yeah?
So, like, and this one particular song, cause he usually writes the hooks. And then I was just writing a song, and then it just came out to where I'm doing a hook, and I was just like, oh, my God, I finally did it.
Success! I have done the hook!
Right.
Definitely. Yeah, it's very spontaneous. It's very spontaneous. It's like I said, it's almost like we come in with a skeleton. We know we have a skeleton, but we're not sure exactly what we're going to put on it. But once it's on there, we're always satisfied with what we see and hear in the end. Maybe the second song on the album, I loved the message to all the haters out there. I loved that. Was so cool. I was listening to that and I was thinking, damn.
Thank you.
I feel the burn on that one. Now, in particular, where did that song come from? Because I definitely got the vibe that there's some background to that one.
Yes.
Indeed, you got the right vibe. In a word, experience.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's been a story of our lives from before we had the privilege of uniting, and definitely during, and I'm sure for the rest of our journey. Envy is something that's always followed us. Hatred, jealousy, things like that. We've both been in situations in our history where we could have been broken, and felt that we were broken behind that, the venom from loved ones and people that we should have been able to trust and care for that, didn't necessarily use that in the most constructive way. Here we are, though, we turned it around and used the hate as motivation,
right.
And that's what it boils down to. Every day, those same negative things that come at us, we just turn it around and channel the energy into something constructive that's going to continue to elevate us.
We gain a new one every day.
It's relatable.
Yeah, true enough. Especially when you go into music, there's always the folks who think, "Oh, this is not your real job. This is like what you actually do for a living," kind of thing.
Right.
What happened that the two of you wanted to work together?
That's good.
Well, he won't do a song without me anymore. He has like 2 singles without when he first started rapping, and then like from this point when we did a song with our producer TIM. Shout out to T.I.M. King.
Indeed.
So we did a feature song with my cousin, and then he was just like, you have to write to this beat, you have to get on this song. It took me 2 days to write the verse. And then after that, he was just like, nah, I'm never rapping alone after this. He's like, you have to get on every song with me.
She's right. She's right.
And there we are.
Indeed.
Oh my God, that's so cool. Because the two of you have such chemistry together. It's so flawless.
Thank you. Thank you.
We get that a lot. Thank you.
It's true.
Did it take time to kind of get that chemistry? Like
that, indeed. and that's one of those. It's just one of those examples of us riding the wave and just being intuitive and picking up on each other's vibe and things like that. And it's never been a force. You know, from day one, it's never been a force. It's like what's in our music is a reflection of who we are, is a reflection of how we are as a unit. You know, in day-to-day life, not only in the studio. That's just where we come in and express and manifest different things that are already happening in our day-to-day anyway.
Right.
You know, so it's not like we only come together and now we have this chemistry during studio sessions, and then other than that, we just don't. You know, it's not like that at all. That's just a reflection of who we are. Period.
That's great. That's really cool. And prior to working together, had you done stuff on your own?
Okay, you should start here.
Back in 2014, I did 2 remixes. We did a Or Nah remix, the song by The Weeknd, and then we also did the Shmoney Dance remix by Bobby Shmurda. I thought, like, back then when I was rapping, I didn't take it serious at all, but then, like, listening to it later on down the line, I was like, this actually isn't too bad. So then when I went back in the studio with him, I was just like, yeah, I think I could do this. And so here I am, still writing.
Yeah, as for myself, I didn't have really, I never heard myself recording anything like that. But when I was younger and I had some detours on my journey, you know, due to my lifestyle decisions and things like that, none of them I regret because they made me who I am. During incarceration and things like that, spending a lot of time in solitary confinement with myself. In environments like that, I played around with it a little bit, you know, just I've always been expressive. I've always been witty with my words and things like that. And then I realized that, well, it's something I probably could do, but I didn't take it serious back then either. It was just something that I knew, like, I had an ability to do. But truthfully, I didn't think it would really go anywhere. How it is today, where this is really, like, doable for anybody. The world is in your fingertips, literally. You know what I mean? So one night, early on in our meeting, we just happened. We always love music, so we're listening. Somehow or another, we got on the topic, and I asked her, "Have you ever done that before?" Because we talked about loving music. Well, have you ever made music? And then she let me hear those 2 songs that that she just mentioned. And when I heard them, I was floored. I was ecstatic. I was elated. I went in there, I expressed that to her, and then I let my little secret out the bag, like, yeah, you know, I got a little something too. I never really got serious about it. And then she encouraged me, and I went and I did my first solo from there. But the whole time, I will say, it was a good experience. But it was almost like what you talked about with the EP, like, you know, those final details. It was almost like the cake. So I know the cake is there, but the frosting, you know what I mean? The frosting, we got to put these details on it. So I felt like the cake is there, but I need that shake on it next time. And without that, I don't want to work no more. So that's what it is. And,
I get that. You know, you find that person that it just works with, and you don't want to do anything else ever again.
Right, right. It even gets like that with certain people make inquiries about features and things like that, and in the forefront, it's almost like, oh well, even if you want more of a male version, all right, well maybe we can do 10 and 6 or something like that, or vice versa. But I don't know about just me or just her. Like, this is something that we do. It's not the same. It's just not the same.
I get you, man. It's a package deal, right?
Right.
That's so cool. All right, I want to ask about TIM Beats. You mentioned him before. Absolutely sick music. Absolutely amazing stuff. How did you meet them?
That's my cousin.
Oh, cool. Oh, there you go.
My first cousin, yeah. So he's been doing music since as long as I can remember. Like, there's nothing that he can't do.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
He raps, he sings, he makes beats.
Yeah.
He plays the drums, piano. Like, there's nothing he can't do, like, when it comes to the music stuff. And, like, if we have like an idea for a beat, he just brings it to life. Like, any idea that we have in our head for any beat, like, it just comes to life.
Indeed. I call him Mr. Invincible. He's just so versatile. Like, it's ridiculous. And he's so humble about it, like so mild man. And I'm like, bro, like, do you hear what you just did? You know you did that, right? He's just like, oh yeah. I got a couple beats I just did, and then we hear and we like, what? It's crazy.
It's just so humble.
Just a couple beats, yeah, no big deal. It's like, what is this?
Yeah, it's oh man,
yeah, dude, I you know, between that and the two of you's vocals, I was like, holy shit, this is some amazing stuff. I listen to a fair amount of rap too.
Thank you.
We're honored. We're really honored. That's a tremendous honor to hear that.
Now we come to the subject that, of course, we all been talking about, and that is how everything more or less shut down. I've seen a lot of people have, you know, they've lost gigs, they've lost releases. I'm curious how the whole pandemic impacted you personally.
Well, for us, we actually, truthfully, we're very young in our career. Mm-hmm. And some people have been surprised when we've told them that. But this is only like 3 months in total right now.
Yeah.
The thing is that right at our onset, we started off dreaming big, you know. And I remember saying from the beginning, I don't want to be somebody that just does this as a hobby. And my wife, she said the same thing, you know, like this is a way bigger dream for us. So from the gate, it was like that. So we were already thinking about shows. We were already thinking about videos. We actually had some projects that were in the works at the time, but due to the pandemic and things like that, scheduling conflicts, you know, also just a phobia. You know, some people were just, you know, afraid to come together. So a lot of things we ended up doing independently or on a smaller scale than we planned on doing. But I would like to say, for the most part, we got around to doing things that we wanted to do, even if we had to tweak it a little bit and improvise. We did just release Holy Sin, indeed. So everything happens the way it's supposed to, and we're definitely happy with that. You know, now we're hoping everything gets to clicking and ticking like it's supposed to again, so we can do what we envision.
I've actually heard that some places are actually doing shows again pretty soon. I hear like bits and pieces kind of like that. So it's like, oh God, I hope so, because I have been missing that badly.
Right. Indeed. We're looking forward to the experience.
Right. I can't wait.
For the people, we've been holding on to this for a long time.
Another ball game.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the plan once things resume? Do you think you'll be doing like shows, tours? What is your plan? All
the above, and then we even have some side projects that we're working on. We have a book, actually an autobiography. My wife's almost complete typing it. G-Way. We expect that to be complete within the next 60 to 90 days. Yes. So we're working on that. We also have some rough footage for some documentaries that we're putting together. You know, we got a lot of brain children we got to give birth to. So, yeah, we're going to be very busy.
Working on a mixtape.
Indeed, working on a mixtape. Catching up on videos that we weren't able to do during the pandemic. Because we also have a plethora, a whole army of, you know, singles on there in addition to the EP. You know, work that we were doing prior to the EP and things like that. So we basically revisited those songs as well, put the visuals, put the audios, and so on and so forth.
Is that it? Come on. It's a couple things. All right. I'll give you that. It's a couple.
We're still trying to find that 25th hour in the day.
Right. Aren't we all? Okay. I want to talk about the autobiography. Okay. That's big, man. Tell me all about it, dude. I want to know.
Indeed. Well, basically, I'll tell you this. I mean, it's a lifetime in the making, literally, my lifetime. And the primary objective with my autobiography is there's a lot of people I feel that they've written from the perspective of the street lifestyle and things like that. I feel like the unique perspective that I'm bringing is I'm offering it very raw, very real. It's firsthand experience. There's no embellishing or anything like that. There's some diluting where it was necessary. People that didn't know understand why that is. But anyway, it's just to offer basically a realistic perspective of us. And when I say us, I mean people who've been marginalized, people who've been outcasted, people who've been villainized in the media and things like that, criminalized, et cetera, and labeled and always just understood as the bad or the negative, the other, the criminal, whatever the case may be. And all I want to do is just basically show them at the end of the day, regardless of the difference of lifestyle, we're all people. You know what I mean? And people that live the way that I've lived and came up the way that I came up, at the end of the day, don't just look at what happens on the surface. You know, if you go a little deeper, you'll understand that we're all people, and our motives and our aspirations are a lot more closely aligned than they are different. You know what I mean? And I know nowadays, I know more people dead than I know alive. And those people that I know, most of them died to gun violence, you know, and they would know better or worse than me or anything like that. Time and chance happen to everybody. And I feel like if they lived a little longer, they would have experienced more, and they would have had something that they wanted to give to somebody else. So here am I feel like it's my duty. Like, I have to pay that homage. I wasn't preserved in vain, you know, so I want to tell my story for all those people who couldn't, and resurrect them at the same time, and just give, you know, the world a better glimpse. Everybody's looking to be understood, including people like us, people that come from the type of experiences that we come from. You know, so it's basically a humanitarian effort. You know, it's street, it's gutter, it's real. There's humor involved. It touches on a lot of different things. It's gonna make people cry. You know, it's gonna make people laugh. But ultimately, I hope it makes people better. It makes people feel inspired and know that if a person like me could come from where I came from and still, you know, be blessed and to be happily married, you know, to have my children, to have a real career, to leave an enduring legacy, you know, that's what it's all about. That's what it's all about. And special honor to my pops, you know, who passed a few years ago, but he's always with me. You're going to hear him all in those pages. Mm-hmm. But yeah, it's all about legacy. You know, it's just another footprint, a major footprint that, you know, we desire to leave on this planet.
What kind of legacy do you think the two of you will leave behind?
What kind of legacy? The kind that will never be forgotten, the kind that inspires long after us, the kind that people like Prince, like Amy Winehouse and Mike, all the greats. You know, we don't have much tangible left from a lot of these people, meaning day-to-day people who relate to them. Their family may have, you know, what they got from their state, etc. But all we have from these people is their words, and that's what we hold dear, and that's what we want to leave behind for others to hold dear, is our words, because they really matter. And I appreciate the fact that you're the type of fan and the type of listener that we appreciate the most, because you appreciate the beats, which are tremendous, but you also hear our lyrical content. Right. And, you know, we appreciate all our fans, and whether you hear for one side or the other, you know, it's all great. But I appreciate that you hear what we say, because we don't just go in there and look to, let's just say this because it sounds good. No, this is really an art for us, you know, and everything that's said is meant. This is an art. It's the craft.
You can definitely tell when someone is just kind of bullshitting about something, when they're just saying something without having actually experienced it. But particularly in the song I mentioned before, whatever happened to them, that really happened. This is not just your generic, let's, you know, talk smack about people who don't like us that don't even exist. You know, I can tell, no, they've dealt with some real hate.
That's right. Still dealing with it.
Right.
How do you not let that drag you down?
Keeping each other up.
Yeah. You just can't feed into, like, the negativity all the time. Like, there's always going to be somebody who's going to pray on your downfall. There's always going to be somebody who don't wish you well. And you just got to prove them all wrong. So you just got to take one day at a time, one step by step, and just prove them wrong.
Most definitely.
You just got to be yourself and be humble at the same time.
Exactly. And that's the biggest thing, is when you're comfortable within yourself, or, you know, in our case, when it's a unit, when you're comfortable within your unit, we realize the value of our opinion. And we realize that kind of changes the value of certain other people's opinion. So it's really like, if we went around and tried to please everybody and be how everybody wanted us to be real busy, accomplishing nothing, being somebody else, but we would lose ourselves. Mm-hmm. And if we lost ourselves, then it's pointless to do anything. So at the end of the day, you know, regardless of opinion, we stand on what we stand on, we believe in what we believe in, and at the end of the day, it comes out genuine. So whether a person likes it or not, they have to respect it. And at the end of the day, we can feel satisfied with what we've done and what we've said, because we meant it, and it's authentic, and we can stand by it.
Now, you talked earlier about all the different things you do. You have definitely a lot of irons in the fire. Is this now a full-time job for you?
Definitely.
I actually like a real job, too. This is my second job.
Oh, okay, I get you. Which is usually the case. You know, like, I've talked to a lot of folks that they have, like, their 9 to 5, and then they get home and they spend the whole night writing music, making music, practicing, rehearsing, what have you. So it's...
I would say this is my first job, because I love what I do when I do it. Going to work, I just want to go as soon as I clock in. But I love doing music, especially with my partner, my husband. Like, I couldn't have it any other way.
Indeed, and yeah, for me, I mean, this is it. Every put it like this: whatever I do, outside of punching in the studio has everything to do with punching in the studio.
Right.
I don't even consider it really a job. This is just an obligation. This is just what we do. Like, it's what we're supposed to be doing. And I feel like that. I don't even look at it like, yeah, time to go to work. Like, no, this is more like playtime. Like, it's serious business. But this is where it's so much to us. It's so much more. It's not just a studio. That's a therapy session.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's exercise. That's church. You know,
Right.
that's everything for us. Like, it's so much more than it seems. It's a lifeline. It's a lifesaver. You know what I mean? So yeah, it's 24 hours. If we ain't actively working, we're thinking about it.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? If we're not doing it, we're speaking about it, or we just finished, or we're getting ready to. So it's always present. It's always present.
I get you. All right. Now, you two are in the Providence area, correct?
Yeah, we're in primarily Providence, Central Falls, Pawtucket. We get around a little bit. You know, I'm from Boston, so we're back and forth to my city often.
Yes, indeed, definitely. I love both cities. I really think that both cities have an excellent music scene, an excellent just like music community. I'm curious, what are some of the venues that you are hoping to play at someday?
Hopefully the Strand or the Dunkin' Donuts Center for Providence. I don't really know what's that called in Boston?
There's also a Strand.
Yeah.
There's also, obviously, we know I mean, for me, I'm going to tell you this. My dream is, like I said, I'm always dreaming big, so I want to be in that garden. I want to be in the garden. I want to be in the garden. I want to fill that garden.
Right.
Yeah, man. Go to the top, dude.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely.
Yeah, no one stops you. Actually, there's one more thing I also want to ask about the books.
G-Way,
all right. And you're almost done with it, or do we have any kind of release date perhaps in the near future?
Tentatively somewhere between 60 and 90 days. The truth is that the book is actually complete, handwritten. It's 3/4 of the way done typed. And then there's a little ice, and you know how that goes, like we talked about. I'm going to want to go back and just a couple of things because I was actually, there's that book, there's a lot of history just behind that whole process. But just where it's at now, I actually was writing it while I was in custody in the ACI, and there was some friction there where they actually confiscated my book. You know, I have some legal matters pending as far as that goes. But there was a lot of interference. You know, they tried to stop me from writing the book and stuff like that. But, whenever you're doing something that's worthwhile, you're always going to have opposition. So, yeah, it's been complete. And there's just certain things that I wasn't able to mention because of the environment that I want to go back now and just put in things that I feel like are essential. But they were a little personal, and those aren't the people that I wanted rummaging through my things. And I wanted to release this to people first who are interested in me or somebody like me, not just somebody who's looking for a reason to try to jam me up or whatever the case may be. So, tentatively 60 to 90 days, though. It's coming along great. I'm very excited about it. She's enthused. My wife they're the ones keeping me going. Like, and I promised my father that this book would be done because I had the original manuscript written some years back, and he read it. He said, "You got to promise me that you have to do that." So it's that time.
I definitely look forward to reading it.
Thank you, and we'll keep you in the loop. We stay active on social media and things like that, so we'll definitely be making postings and giving people updates. It's not going to blindside anybody. We definitely want everybody to know.
So with everything you do, the music, the book, the videos, is there one thing that is like a focus, or is it you work on like everything kind of equally?
Well, it's kind of everything falls under the same umbrella, but primarily our primary objective right now is the music. Just because we feel like there's so much else that's connected to that. Like, we feel like there's not really, everything is pretty much chain linked, like the music and the visuals and then documentaries and the books. Like, everything kind of goes hand in hand, if you know what I mean. So it's not really like we're switching hats too much. Because we're really, it's all the same. It's all the same thing. You feel that way, baby?
Yeah.
Pretty much, right?
That's usually how it goes.
Yeah. So we're basically, just giving each aspect. It's basically that's all. Like your physical being, you wake up. You got your arms, your legs, your head, everything. You give everything its due attention.
Yeah.
You may spend a little more time brushing your teeth than you do cleaning your ears out, or whatever the case may be. So we just give everything its just due to make sure it's functioning the way it's supposed to.
All right. All Legends Incorporated, thank you very much for talking to me. I really appreciate this. But where do folks go to learn more about you and to get the music?
Okay, go ahead, baby. Go tell them.
We're on SoundCloud, we're on YouTube, we're on Facebook, Instagram, Snapchat. His Facebook is Mr. Tripe Ali, and my Facebook is Yama Tripe. That's the best way to reach us.
Indeed.
Or like our email for all music inquiries is godfaith2020@gmail.com. That's for all inquiries for music, anything, beats, whatever. If you got beats for us to write on, anything.
And when they look us up, it's Ali Gang. Again, like you said, it's an acronym. All Legends Incorporated, and Ali, we always pay homage, to him. He was the greatest in what he did, so we strive to be the greatest in what we do, period. And it's Ali Gang with the acronym A.L.I. Gang, and yeah, that's it. We're working on every platform. We should be on iTunes very soon, but we're on pretty much all the major platforms, so.
Yeah.
This is your girl, Lady V, host of The V Line, and you're listening to Citywide Blackout.
All right, that brings this week's episode to a close. Big thanks to all Legends Incorporated for talking to me. You can follow the show on Facebook under Citywide Blackout, Twitter and Instagram under Citywide Max, and check out citywideblackout.blogspot.com. Listen to the show on Podbean, Spotify, Apple Podcasts, TuneIn, and every Saturday at 10 p.m. on Boston Free Radio. To close things out, I've got 3 songs for you from the guests. Haterz, followed by Gang Shit and Holy Sin. As always, keep those ears open.
This is rocket. You know I won't run with me. Nope. Pussy need to stop it. Pussy need to stop him just like rocket. When I pull it, I'ma pop it. If I die, my gun gon' die with me. Like he did with that Vato. I ain't no joke. With them autos, make you choke. On them hollows, if you ain't got no pistol, better beg, steal or borrow.
Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick.
It's a whole lot of gang shit on hitters I hang with. We don't get high to see niggas die. Bullets don't ricochet, it's all headshots. We don't give a fuck. Yeah, out your funeral, lay a bitch down, it's past due. When they owe you money, they act brand new. But don't be surprised if you end up on the news. If I spin the block, you know I got the two. My temper's fast, if I see it, I'm taking off like rocket. You don't want these problems, you ain't built like that, just stop it. Pussy, you the type to mediate shit and drop it. I'd rather not talk, just launch it. From prop to the bean, got shooters on the scene.
This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. This is real. Gang shit, you get bang real quick. Yo, slick. See this motherfucking extendo clip? You must be one of the stupidest motherfuckers, or you got a death wish.
See that, black champ hoodie, see that, black Boston hat, see that, black 9 milli, lead that, nigga on his back, you don't pop it, you ain't rock it, bitch, nigga, you hot top it, if I gave you a dime, surely you would drop it. I'm God's favorite, I'm the devil's too. Holy devilish shit I do. I know I'm the shit. Who the fuck are you? I'm my father's son. Who the fuck are you? I lost him, so I take you. No leg shots, so facial. You praying for your breakthrough. I'm taking mine by force. Real nigga, straight dog. My gangster don't pause. Dirty hands and bloody thoughts. You may not believe my lifestyle, my baby mama say they disagree. If I could give a fuck what a hoe say, God birthed me a G. The devil say give it up, go on and hang it up. God say and soldier bro, and I will take you up. Inside me an angel, inside me a demon. I'm holy sin, it's all for a reason.
What it's like for a bitch like me. What it's like. Fucking streets raised me. When granny died, I lost my shit. And bitches want my life, they can have it though. They talking about me like it's personal, but they don't know me, it's never personal. I go crazy, I go dumb. I medicate till I'm on numb. 99 problems and a bitch ain't one. Every night I pray to God, and I don't even know why. I feel like he don't hear shit. Gun in my head, I don't feel shit. This is real shit. If I die today, I die real, bitch.
The devil say give it up, go on and hang it up. God say and soldier bro, and I will take you up. Inside me an angel, inside me a demon. I'm holy sin, it's all for a reason.